Let's go, Browns fans. We got lots of breaking news across the NFL. This could be what the Browns need. This could help Cleveland get good pretty fast, faster than people realize. Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I am your host, Joey O'Donohue, and I'm feeling pretty good today. I say we get right into the first piece of news in the NFL from ESPN's Adam Schefter, and that is that Rashid Shaheed, wide receiver, is said to not be close to an extension with the Seahawks, and the expectation is that he will now test the free agent market Monday, per sources. It's just what the doctor ordered for Cleveland. We need a wide receiver. Let me tell you a quick bit about Rashid Shaheed, okay? Last year, obviously played for two different teams, New Orleans and Seattle, and able to get 687 yards, 2 touchdowns, okay? Deep threat, very fast wide receiver, reliable. Here's why I love Shaheed even more, though, the return game. He is a return specialist. Rashid Shaheed had 418 kick return yards last season, including a 100-yard return touchdown. He's a game changer. Special teams was such a big issue for the Browns last year. We don't really have a set returner. Gage Larvinane's muffin punts every time he gets the ball, and we're giving up big returns on the other end. We need a guy like Shaheed. Almost knocks two needs out in one player. So could he be the Browns' next wide receiver too? Was great archetype. Super fast. What's he going to get in free agency? Might be close to $18 million a year, right? Maybe you get lucky, you get him for 15, but the rumor is he might be getting as much as 18 mil. And so, honestly, as far as wide receivers go in this market, in this free agency, he's one that I actually really like. I haven't found many receivers that I would pay this year. I don't know why Alec Pierce is going to get $25 million. He's never been a wide receiver one until this last season. He's not a true one on a lot of teams, okay? Shaheed, though, because he can be a game changer in the return game, because he's fast, deep play, threat on offense, also could help you set up your offense when you take the field. It's kind of exactly what the Browns need. So, finally, I find a receiver that I'd be willing to pay a little bit here. What say you? Do you want the Browns to sign Rashid Shaheed? Type S for sign, type D for don't. Let me know in the comments section your thoughts on the Seahawks wide receiver coming on over to Cleveland. We've got 4 more players to talk about here that could help the Brownies. But because I'm feeling so good and I feel like partying, you can do the same if you go to chatsports.com/BrownsGreen. Get your St. Patrick's Day merch, limited edition, green Cleveland drinking team shirts. Be a part of the Cleveland drinking team by purchasing this now at chatsports.com/BrownsGreen to party hard on St. Patrick's Day. And if you want to pair it with a Beers hat that we've got here and go all in, rep the green Beers Chat Sports hat with the green shirt, you can be a party animal that reps the Dawg Pound at chatsports.com/beers. These are brand new merch that we've launched. Different colors, too. If you don't want to go all green, I get it. Maybe you got a lady in your life that's like, okay, you can't be matching in here. You got to mix and match. So get the black Beers hat, get the navy Beers hat at chatsports.com/beers. I'll put these links in the comment section and description of today's video. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Another position of need that could help the Brownies, a center hits the market. According to Ian Rappaport, the Commanders released starting center Tyler Biadasz, sources said. Another center available in free agency. He's 28 years old, started 31 games over 2 seasons. This could be exactly what the Browns need to bring in, too. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Ethan Posick, tore his Achilles. Luke Whippler also got carted off. Seems like he'll be good to go, but is he ready to be your starter all season? Biadasz is a guy that's been very solid in a lot of different areas of the game. Pass blocking, run blocking, and overall PFF grade last year was 70.2. Allowed 3 sacks in his 954 snaps. Very solid center. I saw a lot of Washington fans were very upset that Biadasz was getting released. They're like, what are we doing? Because he's 28, 6'4", and you could probably get him for about $10 million a year. So cheaper, solid, reliable option. It's exactly what Cleveland needs to bring in. And I love Tyler Linderbaum. He would be the top center in this market. He would be my favorite center to bring to Cleveland and leave Baltimore to come to us. But he's going to be very expensive. The Ravens made him a market-setting offer, which is going to probably be close to $20 million a year. So for half the price, you can get Biadasz, different Tyler. Might be exactly what the Browns need to have a solid, reliable center starting because of their limited cap space. So consider him. Would you consider this one, though? We got breaking news yesterday that from Tom Pelissero, the Patriots told 4-time Pro Bowler Stefon Diggs that they are releasing him at the start of the league year. next week per sources. All right, let's have the Diggs conversation real quick, folks, because he's still a very solid wide receiver. He's still a wide receiver one, honestly. He was in New England last year, got 1,000 yards. Then when he was healthy in 2023, 2022, over 1,000 yards in both those seasons, multiple touchdowns every year. Doesn't drop it a lot, at least the past 2 years you can see on your screen right there. So he is still balling. He is still performing. He's got lots of off-field issues. Like lots that I don't want to get involved with. Lots I don't need in the Browns media. We've got enough already. Let's just say that. He's also 32 years old. If this was 25-year-old Stefon Diggs, 26, 27-year-old Stefon Diggs, yeah, maybe I'd be talking about it. I'm not thinking about it at 32. Okay, guy's going to be 33 by the time the season starts. And so not someone I need to be in this Browns wide receiver room. He's also a diva. He's also going to want a lot of money. I'm not sold. So I think we can get our wide receiver one in the draft, to be honest with you guys. Or if we follow my plan, bring in Shaheed and draft the receiver, we've got a good room cooking now. I don't want Diggs to be a part of it. You tell me, though. Because of his talent, would you want the Browns to sign Stefon Diggs? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Get a letter in the comments section, and feel free to expand on this point, because I know Diggs is a controversial topic right now in the NFL. Another wide receiver that is coming up here, Darnell Mooney. This just happened early this morning, folks, 6 a.m. The Falcons are releasing wide receiver Darnell Mooney, set to count $18.4 million against the salary cap. Just 28 years old, averaged better than 13 yards per catch in each of the last 3 seasons. I'll say this about Darnell Mooney. He's a solid wide receiver 3. You know, he can make an impact in games. He had that one year a year ago where he had 992 yards and started to make a name for himself. My problem with Darnell Mooney is the drop issues, right? You see he had 6 drops last year, 5 drops the year before that. You know, I'm not necessarily sold that he would be a good answer either. I do think he is a solid wide receiver 3, like absolutely, but I also think he's going to be worth a little bit too much. I think Darnell Mooney's probably going to command $8 million a year, 1 year for $10 million perhaps. Too expensive for a wide receiver 3. We don't need that. This draft class loaded with wide receivers. Cleveland can get a good option there. So that's the latest on Darnell Mooney. Is an option, though. He just freed up. We need a wide receiver. He's not the one I would go after on this list. That's my opinion, though. Again, feel free to weigh in the comments section. How about a tight end option, though? We got a couple tight ends to look at here, and I think you're going to like the last one. The Steelers are releasing tight end Jonnu Smith. The move will save the Steelers $7 million against the cap. And Smith is now an unrestricted free agent. So we know David Njoku's not going to be back with the Cleveland Browns. We kind of need that second tight end role, that experienced tight end, that veteran tight end. Is Jonnu Smith the answer for the Cleveland Browns? Well, I'll tell you, he's had an impact the past few years from different teams in the receiving game. Not so much for Pittsburgh last year, though. We played against them. You guys will remember he had some catches against us, but not too many against other teams. You know, wasn't very versatile last year, not as great as blocking. And so as far as tight ends go, there's a couple others I prefer. I would prefer Isaiah Likely big time. I think you could spend a little bit on Likely. He's not going to be too much. You know, could be close to $10 million a year. And for an athletic tight end duo of Fannin and Likely, that's a little bit more like it for me than Jonnu Smith. But there's another tight end on this list that freed up just the other day that I think would actually be a perfect, cheap, reliable option for the Cleveland Browns. So get this. The Chargers released Will Dissly, Mekhi Becton, and Savion Washington. Now, at first glance, you're looking at this, you're like, oh, Joey, 2 offensive linemen. That's probably the direction you're going to go. Mekhi Becton was maybe the worst guard in the league last year. We're not going to go in that direction. Savion Washington didn't play a snap. So the Chargers' offensive line was so bad, we don't need their bad linemen and their backups. But Will Dissly intrigues me. Okay, I mentioned that we're going to need another tight end option, right? Well, he's one that can actually block and receive. And I'm talking really good at pass blocking, okay? When we run those play-action plays, when we run those RPOs, Dissly would be a beautiful, cheap part of that. 2025, 74.3 PFF pass block grade. A couple years before that, 72.6, 83.5 when he was in Seattle. And I actually liked his game for a while. I mean, this is a deep pull. Some of you might not even know Will Dissly. I had him in fantasy for a couple years. I was watching him, and he was balling. Okay, he gets receiving yards too. Like he can do it all, and he's not a big name. He goes a little bit under the radar, right? Like look at some of the receiving yards for him. He almost had 500 yards for a tight end in 2024. Like I like him as an option for the Cleveland Browns. I think he can do a little bit of everything. The average is pretty good. Like he gets open. He's overlooked a lot of times in secondaries. And so my take on the matter, I'd love to bring in Will Dissly for a cheap deal. I think he was getting under $5 million last year, and now he hits the market again. Like, you'll probably get him for $4 million a year. That's cheap kind of range. Great tight end option to bring in for the Brownies. I honestly think I would like him better than Brendan Bates, to be honest with you guys. So that's my take on all the free agents that just freed up for the Browns, folks. But get in the comments and tell me yours. The number one free agent you want the Browns to sign, if you could pick one, who would it be? Let me know. And for the real ones, for the people that are still watching the video right now, the people that are diehard Browns fans that wanted to know who Cleveland could get to improve this team, comment woof woof in the comment section right now if you are watching the video at this point. I'll go through and see who the diehards are, the real Browns Report legends. Appreciate all of you guys that watch the videos. Comment woof woof if you're still here right now. And as always, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out when the Browns make moves and when news could affect your favorite team. Hit the sub button. I appreciate you all watching the Browns Report by Chat Sports, and I will see you soon with another video.